What's going on, everybody? It's Thursday night, so let's have a live stream. Tonight, I figure what we'll be talking about this coming weekend is my first show that Toypixx is going to be a part of. So I thought I'd show you some of what I had to do to prepare for that, including that Superman banner right there. That had to get done. Don't worry, I'll show you the actual graphic because can't fit that thing on screen. So we'll talk a little bit about all that stuff. We're going to talk something that's a lot more entertaining, perhaps, for most everybody, your favorite scary Halloween action figures. Or, let's just go with scary so not everybody says Michael Myers. But there it is, man. Tonight's going to be pretty chill, pretty relaxed. We can go AMA style. Ask me anything you want about what I'm setting up for all this stuff or anything else. Game on. And of course, I'm sure the chat will have stuff for us to check out this fine evening as well. So if you're checking this out on the replay, let us know out of all that, what's your favorite scary action figure? Now, speaking of the chat, let's get to it, shall we? We have Sci-Fi always on top of it. Thank you, Sci-Fi. How you doing this fine evening? Greetings and toytations, everyone. Hasbro released a peek at the new, somewhat updated Nimrod Sentinel. He looks a bit bigger than the previous Amazon exclusive 3-pack with him, Psylocke, and who was that there? Oh, that's right, Phantom X. He comes with 2 heads. The second head is Screaming and done in the style of John Romita Jr. He has more paint apps, and he retains his 2 energy blasts. I received my Gamerverse Juggernaut and Gladiator and Deathbird 2-pack. Kane is a hefty boy. You can use him in a real fight. Gladiator is good. He comes with an extra set of hands and an extra head with red eyes leaking energy. I was listening to Robo's review about that today, and I looked up. That head actually looks really cool. I like the way they did that. Let's see, he should have come with a 3rd head with his cheeks puffed out to look like he's using super ice breath. Oh, super or ice breath. That would have been key. That would have been pretty cool. But then he would have had to come with the ice breath effect, which you might be able to get with a Marvel Legends Iceman. Let's see, Deathbird only came with a good looks. Typical male-female dynamic. I keyed. Well, I didn't catch anything there. She's a good-looking girl, but that's it. No extras whatsoever. She could have at least come with the Mcron crystal and a couple hands. For all of you bad nerds out there, that's the containment crystal that held the picnic. The picnic? No, what was it? The entity known as the cosmic entity known as the Phoenix. If they ever do her brother Deken / Eric the Red, they could include it with him. The Mcron, it's been a while, but she's just bare bones. That's why I feel they should have really loaded up on effects pieces for Gladiator. Bobby Bella, other Book of Faces gas, showing off his new villain and leader of the Blackbeard. I saw that. I thought he looked really cool. Building his pirate army. He previously showed off renders for combat rafts. On the page, he mentioned that the black will be highlighted a lot at upcoming cons and in new videos on the Tube of You. Saw that too. Kind of can't wait. The super articulated female figures I talked about a week ago are available for pre-order on 5K Toys. They also have articulated male figures. Prices range from $24 to $29. These are blank bodies and come in white, yellow, and tan. They also have bulkier male figures. The yellow ones will make for good stand-ins as the leader's humanoids or unfinished clones for mad geneticists such as, come on, button, Mr. Sinister, the Jackal, or cyberpunk fodder. Mass-produced cyborg armies. Mythical humanoid golems, faceless guardians of mages, royalty, or chosen ones. For all you DC diehards, the faceless ones, an entire race of faceless alien hunters. So many maniacally macabre machinations to choose from. By the way, machinations or machinations? Which one? Let me know in the comments. To choose from after funding 2 inept seasons of Dr. Doctor Who, Disney is calling it quits. To quote another well-known doctor, he's dead, Jim. Russell T Davies has said there will be another holiday special in the cartoon aimed at preschoolers. Russell was the one who breathed new life into Who, starting with the Ninth Doctor and on through the 10th. After Russell, Steve Moffat kicked it up with the 11th version and got a little wibbly wobbly with the 12th Doctor before handing the reins over to Chris Chibnall. Anyway, thus began the downward spiral into the Doctor's downfall, the timeless children. After Chibnall's celebrated departure, hope sprang eternal with the return of Davies, only to realize the old adage of the hero living long enough to become the villain. Yeah, I heard about that a little bit. I don't know my Doctor Who enough to really follow it too much, though. And to become the villain, of course. Or the genome, I don't know. These are my opinions on the matter. Yours may differ or not. All I know is it wasn't the Cybermen, Daleks, Weeping Angels, Great Intelligence, the Master, Toymaker, or House that caused the Doctor to succumb to an indefinite regeneration cycle. No, it was man. Beauty may have killed the beast, but man has put the Doctor to rest for now. Tomorrow is Halloween, trick or treat, All Hallows Eve. Get your role-playing gear ready and don't be stingy with the candy. I'd have to say my favorite Halloween figures are my vast array of skeletons thanks to Mythic Legions. My main baddie is Beluelith, daughter of Necronominus, after that Green Goblin of Mr. Sinister. Well, that's the bi-weekly rundown for the week. Now, back to you, Dave, the esteemed chat. It's not just a lifestyle. It looks good on shirts and jackets, too, pending licensing approval. Of course, Sci-Fi, always appreciate the rundown, man. Thank you very much. That sounds insane. We'll have to look into some of that this fine evening, I think. Could be fun. What's up, Paul? Good to see you tonight. All right, Spaded One. My Halloween figures this year is Mezco Alistair Gangrene, sweet original character, slash a villain. He all slashes and stuff. Nice. Ghost Ev, hello, sir. What's going on? Let's see, big couple of days over here. Got my Mezco Amazing Spider-Man and just got the new Mezco Deadpool yesterday. Nice. Let's see, thank you, Paul, for keeping the people engaged. What's up, Skew? Good to see you. Whoo, thanks for the wall heads up, Dave. Of course. All right. So before we really get cooking, you know I got to do it. You know it has to be done. Ladies and gentlemen, this month's Patreon photo contest theme is, of course, Halloween. Either find this post on the Toypixx Patreon or find the link for it in the video description on this very live stream. Go check out the rules, take a picture, let's see what you got. This is for people in the Grande or above tier. The Grande tier is the $5 tier, and the winner will receive the Armored Cobra Commander and a Viper. So good luck to everybody that decides to give this one a shot. Jokes. Anyway, I want to leave it on here for a little bit just because Halloween, I likes it. It's probably my favorite holiday, and I haven't done much for it the last several years, so I'm going to have to make an adjustment next year, I think. Tomorrow for Halloween, I'll be setting up some for the toy show. Fortunately, I don't have a lot that I have to take. What's up, sir? What's up, Mr. Madsen? Good to see you tonight. All right. So that's what we've got as far as the Patreon. Remember, tonight we're going to share our favorite scary action figures. I'm going to talk a little bit about all the stuff I've done to prepare for this Saturday's toy show, which, by the way, anyone in Michigan, if you don't have anything going on Saturday, it's a show that runs from 9 to 3, technically $5 at the door. At the Jackson, I can't even remember, they changed the name of it. It's basically the old Jackson County Fairgrounds. If you look those up, you'll find it. I think it's the American one, Federal Credit something, I don't know. And nothing like just branding buildings with bank names, right? Am I right? But anyway, so that's going on from 9 to 3 for $5 a piece, unless you want to come in the early bird price. So basically that starts at $7. You spend $10 and from 7 to 9, you get dibs on all the cool stuff. So if you're actually really hunting for something, that might be the best time to show up. Now, I'll be honest, I have never attended this toy show, so I can't sit here and say, oh my gosh, guys, they have these remarkable deals and remarkable figures and all that stuff. I don't know, but there is a possibility. I know that if I get a chance, I'm going to look around a little bit. I have helpers, so maybe I can be like, okay, you guys pretend you know what's going on with phone editing. I'm gonna walk around and see what's cool. See, what have we? It's all good. Just got done carving pumpkins. Nice, Mr. Madsen. How many did you carve? And did you make them freaky? I was the kid in the house that wanted to make the scary pumpkin. Oh, it's a good night. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a good night, ladies and gents. Okay, why don't we get rid of that? Now, like I said, this is some of what I've had to do recently. We've got the big Superman banner behind me. Let me find this window and we'll start pulling up some stuff. This is, see if it'll actually show this how I'd like it to. I don't think it did, so let's try. One day I will learn how to use a PC kind of deal. So the big banner that you see behind me is this right here. It is, yeah, it's just this. It's about 7 feet tall. I think about I don't remember. Whatever measurements they gave me when I had to create this, that's how big it is. Now, this one actually, I'm thinking this might be an older version because I had to make it squished in a little bit. So this isn't exact to what we've got behind me, but it's awfully close. So anyway, there you go. It's just a very simple logo design at the top. Bring your toys to life. This is kind of a pic like this pic on a smartphone looking deal. Have fun, happy snapping, good times. The company that did it for me was called 48 Hour Print, and I have to say they really match the colors well. So if you guys are if you're trying to put together banners or anything, I would recommend them. I have done graphics for banners in the past for places I've worked at, but I've never actually gone to the shows. So, and I guess to say that I've done banners, what it was I would take photos and then of their products and all that, and they would basically choose a photo of all the ad photos I'd taken. I would set that as the giant background for one of these banners. And then because at the time they were still doing magazine ads, I'd have to look at their brand guidelines, figure out proportionally how to set up the logos and all that good stuff. And there you go. The banner gets created and I send it to the people that want to see it or that want to put it together. And I never see it again because, I'm not at the show. This time I'm at the show. So that's what we've got as far as the banner's concerned. And then why don't we jump in? They're going to keep opening in different windows, so I'm going to have to get crazy there. Let's open this one next. This is going to be a very simple, hold on. It's just a simple sheet that I've printed up. It's got all the Toypixx links, just as it says. So I'm going to have that, and I'm also going to have a version that doesn't have Superman on the back. It's basically inverted. Everything that's white on there as far as text will go, well, not all of it, but like the Toypixx logo will be a black and red logo instead of a white and red logo. Have fun and happy snapping at the bottom that's in white will be black. The yellow is a little darker on the white version. Otherwise, you wouldn't see it very well. And then that's basically because I'm going to have 50 of these printed up. They're already at the printer and all that. So they're going to print up 50 of these. And then if we run out, I've got the white versions that we can just race back here to one of the printers and print as many as we need. So that's why 2 of them were created. But this is the one that I liked. So this is the one that everybody gets to see. Let's see what we've got here. I just did one, a raven on a gravestone. Okay, that's cool, Mr. Manson. I never got that intricate. My stuff was always just evil looking pumpkins. Like I never did like a separate picture inside the pumpkin, you know? Skew, have a great one at the toy show. Enjoy. Happy snapping and may you stay ahead of Stabby always. I think I'll probably be ahead of Stabby okay. I don't think, honestly, I'm the one that's there that knows how to do this. So I'll probably be at the booth pretty much the whole time. I might find pictures of things online and send some of the helpers and be like, hey, go see if you can find this for me, will you? Let's see. Banner looks awesome. Thank you, Skew. I appreciate it. But this is just all the stuff that even, and I didn't think of all of it, you know, like I didn't think of everything that I could possibly need. Let's see here. Obviously, freedom is the right of all sentient beings. You have an idea of what's going on there. So this here, and I'll be putting this on the Toypixx. Hang on. Not cool, man. I'll be putting this on the Toypixx website or in a newsletter or something so everybody can get it. It's another sheet, kind of like the Superman with all the links stuff on it. These are the top 3 free photo apps, according to ChatGPT, and the top 3 paid photo apps. So I put this together as just something to give people while they're at the show. Again, I've got this version, 50 are going to be printed off, and then I've got some white versions, or one white version, that if we run out, we'll be sure to print off more. The top 3 photo apps, or free photo apps, by the way, are Snapseed, Lightroom, and VSCO. I had not heard of VSCO, so I need to play with that a little bit more. And I hadn't heard of any of the top 3 paid photo apps, but I will say the paying, they weren't crazy pricey. Like they might be, I think the priciest one was $50 for a year. So they're really not too bad. Let's see, Afterlight is the first one, Polar Pro is the second, and Touch Retouch is the third. So I'll leave that on here actually so you guys can check that out and see if you want to grab any of those at all, if that might help you out with your stuff. I've played with Snapseed some. I played with Lightroom, but as kind of a part of Photoshop. I've never played with it. I've never played with it on its own, and I've never played with it on my phone. So Lightroom it's pretty sweet though. Like you can get, unless you're adding effects and doing a lot with like filters and all that stuff with Photoshop, you can get almost everything done with Lightroom before anything else. Like I have to put my photos in Photoshop so I can crop them and so I can at the very least add the logo. But there are some photos that I've gotten things done with in Lightroom aside from the crop and the logo, and it's been pretty phenomenal. So there's that I thought might just be helpful for a lot of people. And then we'll keep flying through, see if we can get done with this. Now, the reason for the Prime, I should probably open the Megs at the same time too. Let's see here. The reason for the Prime here is, have you guys seen those tip jars like that? Because I'm not charging anything. This is all going to be tip type stuff. That way I'm going to see if this is feasible to do at another toy show. So what I'll be asking for is I'll be asking for the total number of attendees and then see what we make as far as tips are concerned. And then I can extrapolate that to figure out if it's even worth it to try this with other toy shows or not. So the tip versus tip kind of thing, we'll have Optimus Prime on one side, we'll have Megatron on the other side, and it'll be some kind of battle for the biggest tips, or what. That doesn't sound good. I'll basically be finding some different way to word it. But that's the Prime picture. He'll be above, this picture will be above one of the tip jar things. And then I already had that picture, but I had to take a different picture. Like I said, this is all just crazy stuff I didn't even think about. Had to take a different picture of our boy Megatron got this shot today. So this will be on the opposite tip jar kind of deal. Is this picture of Megatron? Prime versus Megs, all that good stuff. And then I know I'm starting to get weirded out by the fact that this keeps changing like this too. And then I think the last things is those pictures I just showed you will be on the front of the tip jars. Whew, there's a lot of swapping back and forth. But then, or no, the pictures I just showed you will be above the tip jars. These will be in the front of the tip jar. So you've got on the prime side, this one will be there. Just on the front, freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Of course, as I read that, I had to make sure I spelled it correctly. Because like here, if you guys have ever seen those versus tip jars kind of things, here it would be like Michigan versus Michigan State. And on one side it'd have Michigan, on the other Michigan State. And basically whoever you'd want to win would tip, would put their money in that jar. Okay, just about set. And then finally, we have this going on the front of the Megatron tip jar. So there you go. Those are a lot of the things I've had to think of. We have a Toypixx, we have Toypixx shirts, we have a Toypixx table cover. I'm going to take the diodes with me so we can set things up that way. I finally got some of those little wand lights that we'll be using to set up so people can see how to do those. There's quite a bit. So yeah, man, this is all stuff that I had to think of as I was going, trying to figure out what all to do. I'm going to make sure to send everybody my portfolios, everybody that's helping out on their phone. So if people are trying to see what all we've done or I've done for Toypixx, they'll be able to click it and just show them all the images and all that good stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at there. And then we've got one last deal, and that is these cards. Look, it's all good and shiny up front. I wanted to make sure to keep Superman associated with Toypixx. So we've got this. This was by a company called Got Print. I would highly recommend them as well. And then on the back, we just sign up for your free action figure photography guide. And it's the guide that I've had up on there for a while now. I need to update that thing, but that's when newsletters will go out when that happens. Anyway, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. So the two places that I printed stuff at are Got Print and 48 Hour Print, I believe it's called. And the other place that's actually printing all this stuff is a fancy place called Office Depot. So that's all the stuff that I've had to figure out so far. I'm sure there'll be something else that I'll be like, oh wait, oh yeah, we got Laffy Taffies. But yeah, there'll be plenty more I'll have to think about when the time comes, I'm sure. Thank you, Skew. I appreciate it, man. What's going on, Toy Odyssey? Good to see you. Battle of the Bots for the Bucks. Woo, that might work too. I like that sci-fi. All right. So that's basically all the stuff I've got as far as show and tell for the rest of the night. Let's talk about those favorite scary figures and let's get an AMA going, or ask any of us anything. Let's see what we get. For me, right now, I gotta go with Maxilius as far as my favorite scary figure. One, the only other scary figures I have are the Turtles Universal Monsters one, and they're not too scary. But what I really like about Maxilius is just the dead look in that skull face. I mean, good Lord, man, that is one scary looking dude. Ooh, I likes it though. Like this guy, and I could pop off. Like this guy will be the guy that's in the Halloween shot for tomorrow, the prompt pick, just for everybody that's watching here. There's your little preview. Maxilius will be the guy. The prompt will probably be something like your favorite scary action figures, a photo thread. So if you haven't taken a shot like that, get on it and we'll have some fun tomorrow night. Well, at least when I'm done setting up. I'm supposed to be done by 6. I think I can do it. Because like I said, there's not a lot of setup that needs to be done. But yeah, this guy, definitely a favorite freaky figure. I didn't mean to go with all that alliteration. Yeah, I'm loving it, Skew. This guy is a blast. And he's got all the, like, he's got all tattered along his cloak, too. Yeah, this one's just, ooh, here, hold on. A better view might be down around there. Look how, like, you can see through it. It's all beat up and tattered and just good and freaky. You gotta love Maxilius. He's a scary, scary skeleton guy, but he's so rad. So rad. See, Shaggy is my scary, scared figure. OG Predator, Arnie Jungle 87. NECA is the actual scariest. Nice. Have you guys seen? Hang on. I want to bring this up real quick now that we're talking kind of scary figures. I want to go to, let's see here. Yeah, I know we talked about this a little bit, but I want to be sure to show it off just because I think this thing's that good. So this is the 52 Toys Alien. And this is the one that I guess was based more on an artist's interpretation rather than the actual movie. But I love the look of this thing. I mean, it looks pretty much like the Alien to me, but I'm not the hardcore guy that's going to notice all the details. But look at that. Like the way they shot that, I'm sure there was some atmosphere aerosol going on in the background here a little bit. But obviously it can bend like mad. I mean, man, I've talked a lot about a pop culture shelf. That would be where a Goku would go. That would be like a Pac-Man or a Mario, and definitely a Predator and an Alien. Those would go on the pop culture shelf. And I think this is the Alien I'd want to get. But I don't know. Like its size, it does say that it's 1/12 scale. I'd probably want 2 or 3 of them. I'm a sick man. What can I say? I love the articulation. They also showed, I know at one point I saw a picture and there were several hands with this thing. But I'm looking right now to see, okay, there's some different hands, it looks like. Just some flat. Maybe not. It's hard to tell. But I'm pretty sure this thing came with a bunch of different hands. I guess one thing I could do is actually read. See what we get. Box content. 4 interchangeable hands. There you go. But yeah, I really like this thing. But as with all this stuff, your mileage may vary. Look at that, though. How can you not love that? That shot is ridiculous. Mr. Matson, Figura Obscura, Headless Horseman, nice. Loose Collector, Great Wolf Murico, Foray Planet, Veteran William. You know what? I didn't think about that at all. I've got a Kill Award. He's pretty freaky. Yeah, I think I still take Maxilius, but Kill Award, he's basically Monster Forces Veteran William. He gets it done. He's a pretty scary dude. That's awesome. But I like those calls, man. That Headless Horseman is probably, if I'd been on the ball, that would have been my first ever 4 Horseman figure. I love the look of that original one. I didn't like the re-release so much, but I love that original one. Skew, I enjoyed Alien Earth. Watch it based on y'all's recommendations. Nice, Skew. I still haven't seen it. I might have to check that one out. Wait, did I just skip stuff? Hold on. That Xeno looks awesome, but looks too stylized for my taste. And maybe that's what's up. Maybe it's a little bit much. See, Skew, not my recommendation. It was so bad. That figure is fire, Dave. Alien Xenomorph for the scary. Yeah. Uncarded. Flint doesn't even come with one pair of hands, so this Xeno is definitely superior. Flint comes with 3 pairs of hands, man. What are you talking about? Skew, Mr. Madsen. It was it was one of the esteemed chat. It had a plot. I was checking out Green Lantern's android daughter the whole time. What? Oh dear. I know nothing. Oh boy. But more interesting than this, I wanted to show this to you because I didn't know they were doing this. Oh, where is it here? Wind up toy. That's kind of crazy. Look at this. They actually did a Beast Box alien. And you guys know what Beast Box is, I think. Check that out. You can fold this thing up into, that's what Beast Box does. They come out with beasts and they make it so they can fold up into a box. And this definitely is not one I'd go for, but I love that they gave it a shot, that they made this attempt, because I just think it's such a creative idea for the whole Beast Box thing. And I don't know, I think I told you guys, I got my niece a Beast Box Dragon, and it was so complicated. And I think what hurts, it's kind of like the first year Transformers came out in '84, their directions had color pictures of the figures as you transform them. So it was really easy to see what the parts were that you were supposed to move. Ever since '84, though, Transformers have been black and white directions for the most part, except I'm sure Masterpiece and all that. Well, Beast Box has those same black and white instructions, and the pieces are so small and intricate, it's really hard to see what you're supposed to do. Maybe it's eyes, but I don't think so. I think, honestly, it's just a pain in the butt. And what I should have done was just look up a YouTube video. My niece was having a heck of a time with it. I got annoyed. Her dad finally finished it. Skew, it has a plot, Dave. Just Google the guy playing Green Lantern's daughter. I watch for the plot. I think that's the point, Mr. Manson. There was no plot. Didn't know. Oh, no. Let's see. It looks like the Justice League Mother Box. A little bit. Yeah, Dave, Googler, it's the same thing anyway. Images, the leads, pics, according to Mr. Manson. Save some time. Just find the pictures, eh? Got it, Skew. Got it. But yeah, I thought this was really cool. And I also wanted to show there's something that, because I've been looking at Diaclone more and all that, hang on. This isn't actually Diaclone, but they're 1/60th. Like if anybody gets 1/60th models, or if you pick up Diaclone type stuff, these are little bases that they put together. So this is kind of a light area up top. I don't know. I guess it's called Scene in a Box. There you go. So we're looking at this top piece right here. And it just has a really cool mechanical, kind of futuristic, almost Gundam type look to it. It's just really sweet, I thought. And I thought this should be shown off. And don't let me forget, High School Creations has another Kickstarter up that I think we need to check out too. In fact, I know we need to check it out. But yeah, this is Scene in a Box. They've got 5 of them up right now on BBTS, and they're not crazy expensive. So if any of you are building models for 1/60th scale, these are pretty much perfect. And I'm trying to remember, hang on. I want to tell you what 19 centimeters is. For some reason, I'm thinking it's about 7.5 inches. Yep, 7.48 inches. So 19 centimeters. These things are about 7.5 inches tall, so they don't take up tons of real estate. So just something I noticed in case anybody wants to build some building type things for anything you might have that's 1/60th. I thought they were all worth checking out. The most expensive is that light one for $31.99. All the others are $23.49. So again, if you've got any of those smaller figures, these don't take up tons of real estate, and they look like a pretty cool setup. Whoop. What do you have, Anton? The last of the Time Lords is here. I'm sorry for George. I was battling other evil, but I'm sure you'll be okay. George did fantastic, Anton. You were okay. You were okay to miss him tonight. That new Predator looks pretty damn bad. The Predator, the trailer? Because I saw a montage of like 6 or 7 trailers from New York Comic Con, and the one I was actually most impressed with was Wonder Man, and Disney Plus shows have done me dirty, so I think they just know how to put together a trailer, but I'm afraid I'll be disappointed by the show. Nothing else looked interesting to me. It all looked like CGI messes. And I know one of the Predator movies was in that. Oh, the movie. Okay, got it. Yep. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I do agree. I thought that was one that just looked like a CGI nightmare to me. Anton, yes, Doctor Who will return. And next year, Christmas special, they are working on a Sea Devils movie. Sea Devils? Are Sea Devils? I'm assuming they have something to do with Doctor Who, right, Anton? Woo! Thank you, Skew. Keeping the people involved. LBZ, what's up, sir? Good to see you tonight. Dude, what happened after the Arnold one? So, are you guys telling me that, yes, I haven't seen Predator yet? Are you saying that after I watch Predator, I should just stop with the Predator franchise? See, Mr. Maz, I wish I could. The High School Creations Castle. I also don't currently have the space. Darn kids. Yeah, that makes it tough. It'll depend heavily on what I'm able to pull with the show and the advertising campaign I'm going to start up next week. Let's see. I think I'm in for High School Creations Medieval Walls. Sweet Toy Odyssey. I'm thinking those are going to look phenomenal. I hope he gets all the backers he needs. I actually just saw it through Instagram. Like I didn't see any kind of big advertising push. So I want to make sure that we're all pushing that if we all think it's cool. Got it. See, versatile and can go with any sword and sorcery figures. That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, it looks great. See, it looks so good. I wish I could afford it. Yep. I might be there with you, Mr. Madsen. Oh, Wonder Man looked even worse. See, it was the only one to me that looked like it had any kind of entertainment value. But again, it's a Disney Plus show, which means they probably crushed it in the trailer, and I'll watch the first 15 minutes and just stop. I'll be like, yep, that's a Disney Plus show. Thank you, Paul. Let's see. School Creations Castle could be awesome for Gargoyles, Destro's Castle, Conan, Medieval, anything. See, I got to think outside the box more. I didn't even think of Destro's Castle. Like, I'm always thinking, like, time period. I was thinking Mythic Legions, Savage Crucible, maybe Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, stuff like that. I didn't even, like, Destro didn't even cross my mind, but that'd be perfect. And the only movie I'm really interested in right now is the Zootopia movie. Yeah, I think a lot of people are, honestly. Yes, the Sea Devils are creatures that are the brothers of the Silurians. They used to live on Earth hundreds of years before humans did. Okay. We know more Doctor Who stuff now. Grazie. Let's see. And Predator 2 is with Danny Glover. It's not that bad. All right. All right. What y'all said? Exactly. Yep. Yeah, see, that's a cool idea, though. On target. Dave starts watching, Dave stops watching. We'll see. You know, and I'm one of those people that once I start something, I need to stop, or I don't stop. But after Echo, and what was the most recent one that I tried watching, and I'm just like, no, Ironheart. After those two, I'm like, no, I'm going to start. If I don't like it, I'm out. I did enjoy Daredevil Born Again, and I know not everybody was a big fan of that one, but that was at least had some entertainment value. Let's see, I liked Predator, Predator 2, and Predators with Adrian Brody. Okay, all right, I have a couple I can check out now. We won't just stop with Get to the Choppa. Destro Castle and Gargoyles for me. Link, Zelda, Castlevania 2. Oh, Skew, those are great calls as well. Oh, my brain would have had to stretch to video games, and it was not in the mood. Okay, so Predator 2 seems to be universally kosher. Yep. See, Mr. Manson, I think you and I are hosts. People are gonna keep throwing things out there where we're gonna be like, okay, maybe one wall, maybe just a wall. Of course, that's how it all starts. Anton, Cobra Commander could hang out there. Oh, he could have a bunch of the Cobra banners hanging off of it. That could be cool too. Oh, the Triforce. Oh dear, Echo and Acolyte are perfect representations of where Disney is at. Yeah, I hope they turn the ship around. I do. They have too many properties I love for me to wish them dead. But I want something good to happen with some Marvel and some Star Wars. Toy Odyssey, Predator 2 had redeemable qualities. Wasn't terrible. All right. The worst part is, wasn't terrible. Good enough for me. Oops, let's see. Even the bad Predator films help add to the mythos with new weapons, canine ships, and classes. Oh, sci-fi, you're killing me. No, that's not acceptable. You got to give me like 2, maybe 3 movies to check out. How many Predator movies are there if you count like the Predator and Aliens crossovers? LBZ, Scooby-Doo could work. Oh, good call. Put the Creeper in there or the Mummy. Ooh, I love Daredevil Born Again. Yeah, I was a fan of that one, Anton. At least one wall. Yep. I can't do just one wall. I need the whole castle. See, that's where I'm at too. I would want the whole dang thing. Predator 2 is definitely kosher. All right. Predator 2, I'm in. After Predator, of course. All right, Brick, what's up? All sitting in my classroom and likely gone for about 2 hours grading. Boo. Oh no, Brick. Just give them all C's and get out of there. That's average, right? That's terrible. This is why I'm not a teacher. I'd be sitting there like, oh, let's see. I really just want to go home. Let's see. 2.0, 2.0, 2.0. Ooh, this one looked like they did a really good job. 2.0, 2.0. That's you're a better man than I, sir. Zoinks. But Brick, while you are listening, if you can think of other uses for the high school creations, Mythic XD walls, let us know. This is kind of entertaining at this point. Toy Odyssey, but the Arnold one was friggin' peak, one of my favorites. Yeah, I think that one's the classic for sure. Badlands makes 8 Predator movies. Wow, and 3 are good. I mean, that's pretty much par for the course, I guess. Even Alien versus Predator Requiem isn't too bad, but it gets real dark. See, I don't mind dark. I just want things to be good. Let's see. Kingdom Castle, both impressive. The wall and towers are too. Yeah, it's rad. Hadn't seen these fresh retro Dio bits. Neat. They seem like they're scaled for Max robots though, right? Yeah, they're 1/60th scale. So the reason I brought them up is I keep looking at Diaclone type stuff, which I know that's 1/60th. I can't remember. Do they do Gundams in 1/60th as well? But yeah, anyway, I thought they were pretty cool. And I'll show you, hang on, while you're here. Let's check this. This is kind of a light that they set up. You can connect to the top, and they're not super expensive. They're only about 7.5 inches tall, so they don't take up tons of room. In fact, this is the most expensive one, and I think this piece is $32 or something. But yeah, it looks like you can add this to the top of any of them, which is, of course, the problem, because then if you buy 5 of them, they're 24, 25 bucks a piece. And then you want one of these for each of the 5. But yeah, I thought they looked pretty sweet. You could do a lot of cool stuff with sets like this, I thought, anyway. See, Predator 2 had Marla Chonchito Alonso in it. That alone is worth the price. I don't remember. Oh, Maria. I don't remember her. Oh, man, I am bad people. Let's see, Brick, that's terrible. So you're a teacher. Well, you haven't heard. Uh-oh. He means Alien versus Predator got dark in terms of lighting. Oh, okay, Ghost Tab. Gotcha. Well, you could use it as a dungeon. A dragon is hanging out there, and superheroes change the walls by some supervillain. There's also all kinds of the ridiculous Transformers story, like a Decepticon in King Arthur's court. Do stuff like that. Put Starscream in the middle of the walls. See, Predator 2 also had Bill Paxton. Dang, my bad. Come again, Jen. Yeah. I don't know what's going on there either, Brick. Hang on. Let's see, Mr. Manson. I've got to get the docuseries Into Darkness, 1995 to 99, to complete my collection. Dracula Book 3, all due this week. Holy crap, man. That doesn't sound too bad, though. That sounds like a good week. Okay, let's head over to Kickstarter. And it is called Mythic XD, right? Yeah, here we go. I don't know. I was sad because I hadn't heard about this. So we're at 24,727, pledged of 82,000. So he's got a ways to go with 21 days left. So hopefully people see this and are able to back it, because I do think this looks ridiculously cool. The story of Mythic XD. Now, one thing that did happen, or that they did show, and I'll find, oh, look at that. You got Batman hanging out on the top, like he's a regular gargoyle. Or didn't the gargoyles, was it them or was it the M-word guy? Didn't they have like a castle on the top of a skyscraper in New York? I can't remember, but for some reason I'm picturing that. But yeah, so you can use the Mythic XD walls with the regular wall XD, which I thought was a really cool gimmick as well. All this stuff, all the castle things. Now, I don't know what all. So, okay, here's how they break it down. 82,000. Rewards, $40 early bird, limited to 100. Mythic wall set. Okay, $59 is one mythic wall set. 110 duo is 2. You guys can kind of look at the price breakdowns. Obviously, each wall gets a little cheaper as you go higher up. But if you have $1,080 to spare, you can get 24 mythic wall sets. And it looks like add-ons. $30 mythic additional wall plate only with window. These are meant to army build your walls, no full set. 45 mythic XD set, returning offer. Let's see, offering of wall XD. Oh, look at that. You can get wall XD stuff too. I didn't notice that. That's pretty sweet. But now, here we go on the stretch goals for this thing. $102,000 for the corner, $125,000 for the battlement wall and corners, $135,000 for the gatehouse door. I mean, you guys can see this. $155,000 for cobblestone bases, $177,000 for the arch wall, and $277,000 for the street expansion. So yeah, the more I look at this thing, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that I've always wanted when it comes to photography. Like, I like the cardboard sets, but I want to immerse things in more realistic looking environments. And look at that. I couldn't believe I hadn't heard about this. And luckily, just scrolling Instagram, I saw it and I'm like, what? Wait. So hopefully I mean, I'm hoping the reason that it hasn't funded more than it has is because people haven't heard about it all that much. That's why I want to talk about it. That's why I want to make sure anybody on here that thinks it looks pretty cool will also get a chance to talk about it. Production timeline. Okay. I won't worry about the production timeline yet. Let's get this thing made. But yeah, I thought it was worth checking out. I think that anybody who's into legions and the like, probably something like this would be really cool to add onto your shelves. Anton, I saw a Frankenstein action figure that glows in the dark. That looks pretty cool just recently. Who made that? Was that the... I don't think NECA does glow in the dark, do they? Would that have been a Super 7 thing? Ghost Tab, Chainsaw Man hit 140 million at the box office out of a $4.1 million budget. Add it to another Dave Show Q list. Chainsaw Man was in the Q list, but I kind of forgot about it. Now I feel like I need to see it. Was it just a movie, or do they have a series going on? Or is it both, and I should start with the movie? See, Mr. Madison, all right, two paychecks away, so it may be possible. All right. Sweet. Did I hear the N-word guy? What? The M-word guy. The M-word guy. So when you're doing plays and all that stuff, you learn that there's one name you're not supposed to say, and it's the name of a play, and it is called the M play in theater. And for some reason, they say if you say the character's name, it's bad luck. So he has 2 syllables, and the second syllable is Beth. His name starts with M. So I figure you'll get there, but no, it was the M word guy. They've called it the M play for quite some time. Did Xanatos say a bad thing I missed? No, we're good. Anton, yes, the gargoyles lived on the top of a castle with a bad guy named Xanatos. He eventually became a good guy. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was them or the bad man. Hey, Toypixx, hello, everyone. Hello, Kyrus. Good to see you tonight, man. All right, guys, so let me know. Some of you that are coming in lately, let me know who are your favorite scary action figures. Mike's attention to detail is really impressive, and the way he's thought out a modular system is excellent. I totally agree, man. His was the first Dio I bought. Like, my first real Dio was a High School Creations Dio. And I still use that thing. I bet I've had it for 5 years, maybe a little longer now. Every time you guys see a big brick wall in the background, that's one of his. And I am stoked to have it. This is the kind of stuff, though, that I absolutely adore. I need to find some old Wall XD parts, or hopefully this funds and I can get some off of this. Yeah, this is just, he makes incredible stuff. Lord Destro approves. Yo, yeah, I'm sure he would. Oh, there you go, Skew. I just recently used the castle emoji for the first time ever. We should be proud, Skew. I can't imagine there are too many times that we use the castle in natural everyday conversation. Sci-Fi, the guy behind the Kickstarter was on 3POA podcast 2 weeks ago talking about it for the first 50 minutes. Dang, maybe that's the problem. I just need to be listening to podcasts more. Oh, yeah, that one. To this day, I haven't done a play in probably near almost 30 years. And to this day, I can't say that word because I'm afraid it'll bring me bad luck. Like Candyman Toypixx. Yup. Oh, hell yeah, Skew, Castle Destro. Yep, people were firing off all kinds of ideas here. Yeah. Thanks, Sci-Fi. Good call. That's why Gargoyles got canceled. They chose to make the M guy figure. Maybe that's it. Brick, definitely in the cards. Facts, Dave. Yeah, you just can't use the castle emoji all that often. So, all right, guys, who's got something scary? Who's got some questions? And what are y'all drinking tonight? Tonight, for me, we have Sprite. It's a classic, an uncaffeinated, a decaf classic. Yeah, we heard that a few times. Been a while. Been a while. When was the last one? 27, 28 years? I mean, like, I'll listen to Jay Hernandez, and once in a while, I'm like, it would be kind of cool to be back on stage from time to time. Then I remember all the work and all the months leading up to it. When I've already got this going, I'm like, nope, some things just ain't happening. All right, so that's what we had there. Just wanted to make sure everybody knew all about it if you hadn't yet. Now we need to find what else is out there that is pretty crazy. Let me see. Let's hit cancel. I'm just hitting buttons. Oh, look at this. Okay, hold on. So we have, in case anybody has been wanting these and just haven't jumped in on them, the real Ghostbusters are at Big Bad Toy Store right now, the Mondo style ones. So there you go, ladies and gents. You got 112 for Ray, you got 101 for Winston, you got 112 for Pete, and you got 101 for Egon. But yeah, you can apparently get the real Ghostbusters. Obviously, this isn't going to be with their monsters, and I would guess, I don't know what Mondo ended up doing shipping wise with their Ghostbusters line, but if you have a pile of loot building, that shipping's not going to be too bad with these prices, I don't think. So if you want them, this might be the time to jump in on them. Rick, for the Joe Collectors, Mythic XD could also be used for that Pit and the Mass Device miniseries where Duke fought Ramon. Ooh, I forgot about that. You mean after Duke got captured by Cobra because he's inept, right, Rick? I think that's what you said. I think that was a direct quote from you. Maybe not, but I like to, make it sound like maybe you would have said that. I would say that. See, blackberry and ginger orange wine sake. Okay, leave it to you, Sci-Fi. Way to get fancy on me. I'm like, hey guys, I'm drinking Sprite. It has no caffeine. Sci-Fi's like, you're drinking something I've never even tried or heard of. In fact, the only time I ever had sake was at a PF Chang's. Somehow I don't think that counts. Anton, angels in heaven protect us. That's what you're supposed to say after you say that word. I did not know that. We never were allowed to go anywhere near saying that word, so I didn't know there was a remedy. Like you don't say that word. Skew, captured again. Cue the music and start the permanent dance battle between Duke and Flint. I keep thinking I need to sell Duke because really I only use him for joke photos, but maybe he needs to stick around and I can make that dance battle that you've got going, Skew. That would be a blast. That would be fun. I'd, of course, have to make it so Flint won. Anton, I had some warm tea because that's the only thing that was available in the house. I have to go to the supermarket tomorrow. Though, Anton, this morning I started the day with, I know, decaf. I'm pretty lame, but some decaf green tea. It was awesome. Just sitting, chilling, getting a little bit of work done while sipping that. It was actually kind of relaxing. It was nice. So hopefully your tea did the same thing for you. Brick, they serve sake at PF Chang's? Yep, thought that was Chinese food, or is it a fusion place, hence the Japanese alcohol? You know what? I don't know, Brick. I couldn't tell you. It was, what was the town? It was either Novi or Northville. Both of them were just outside of Detroit. And the person I was with, she was my assistant at the time, not assistant. She was probably the best person that ever worked for me. And we had stopped somewhere. We had finished the day and everything. So we saw sake. and she was having a bad day. So we're like, all right, let's try some sake. And I swear, I'm pretty sure we were at PF Chang's, but who knows? Somebody help me out if you've ever had sake there. Anton, let's see, it poured rain all day here today. At least that had, let's see, at least I had a big pile of comics to keep me company if my buddy James gave me a whole pile of Batmans that I hadn't read. Nice, Anton. I saw somebody post a comment or post something on X today, and it just said, and it wasn't anything bad at all. It just said, man, I'm glad I got back into comics. And I saw that, and I was like, I need to get back into comics. I have to do it at some point here very soon. Yeah, dude kind of sucks. Quoted. I got one. Pretty excited right now. Thank you, Brick. I got somebody on their side. Skew, keep him and clown him, Dave. That's the point of keeping him. That's fair. Got it from Total Wine and More, Alcohol Emporium here in Michigan. Ah, see, even that sounds way too fancy, Sci-Fi. You know what the store here is called for that kind of stuff? Super Liquor. Yep, Super Liquor, ladies and gentlemen. That's where I can go to get any of that. If I don't drink anymore, but if I did, I would go to Super Liquor instead of fancy places like Total Wine and More. That's actually, I'm kind of jealous, Sci-Fi, because you are in an area with stuff like that. I'm in an area with Super Liquor. Even when I lived in Ann Arbor, there was a Super Liquor location right by me. Boy, you just can't get away from the place. Rick, oh, I'm sure it was B.F. Chang's. Just didn't know they even served it there. Only went once. I'm wondering, that was several years ago, Brick. Maybe they don't serve it there anymore. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that was where it was. See, Anton, well, I have a confession to make. I love the real Ghostbusters, and I used to even watch the silly one with a gorilla and didn't care that I was a fan of both. Anton, that's awesome, man. I'm pretty excited for you that you were a fan of both. I was not the guy that was a big fan of the gorilla one, but I enjoyed this cartoon, but I never got into it to the point where I'm like, I want to spend that kind of money for the figures, you know? I love that show, especially when they have redemption music. The voice of Garfield is Peter Venkman. Yep. I do remember that. When they did a sequel to them called Extreme Ghostbusters, they let them be scary and even let them do homages to Hellraiser, Freddy Krueger, and other ghoulish delights. That was great. I don't remember the Extreme. I think I remember seeing the title of Extreme Ghostbusters, but I don't remember the show. Weird sauce. Poor Dave. He got kicked out of G.I. Joe for insulting an officer. Flint tried to help him. Lady J tried to help him, but Duke overrode them and kicked for our poor friend Dave out of G.I. Joe. Duke doesn't have that kind of power, Anton. He just isn't that high ranking. Flint way outranks him. Sci-Fi, this place has all kinds of alcoholic drinks and accessories, including rare wines and whiskey aisle with $10,000. Holy crap, bottles of imported Scottish whiskey. Okay, that's rad. I can't imagine Super Liquor has that. Super Liquor basically, like you walk in and it looks like a fairly good size mini mart, like just you go to a Shell and you walk into one of those little mini marts there. It looks like a fairly good size mini mart, but it just has rows of booze. It's got wine, it's got liquor, it's got beer, but I can't imagine they're going to sit there with 10 grand bottles. That's kind of amazing. See, Anton, and all he was the morale officer. Yeah, but Duke's just the poster boy. I mean, let's be honest about Duke's role here. Okay. Let's get out of these just to keep having something to get crazy about. Let's see, fantastic collectibles. Hey, wait, are these more Storm Arena? No, Joy Toy. Oh, 1/18th. Well, 1/18th, we have to get away from them. We only talk 1/12th and on occasion 1/60th. And Transformers. Good Lord, I need help. Daily deals. I was looking for, frightful favorites. Here we go. Let's see what we've got here. Shop the figures featured in the stop motion. I don't know what that means. Let's see. Friday the 13th. Okay, let's go to, Halloween sounds like the one we need to go to. Life-size bust. That isn't exactly what I'm after. 1/6 scale. Oh, wow. That's a little cheaper. Not crazy cheaper, but I think that's NECA, right? Yep, from Halloween. So that's going to be 1/10 scale. It's a shame NECA has all these licenses, considering they're not really advancing when it comes to articulation and other things, because I would like to see somebody else come out with some crazy Halloween type stuff. See, we don't talk Joy Toy hair, but that's great stuff. I know. That's part of why we don't talk Joy Toy, is because it looks amazing. And good Lord, the last thing I need to do is get into another scale and another line. Kyrus, Toypixx, that 52 alien figure looks good, but it's 7 inches tall. Do you think it's a bit short? You know what? I don't know. I think, what do we have? Most of my Mofex figures are, I think, about in the range of 6¼ to 6½. And I don't know, as far as inches are concerned, and I don't know how tall the alien's supposed to be. So let's see here. Let's use the interwebs. How tall is an alien xenomorph?
The average height of an alien xenomorph is about 6 to 7 feet.
Oh, there you go.
8 to 2.1 meters standing on hind legs, and about 14 to 15 feet. 4.2 to 4.6 meters, long tail included.
Okay, so
fandom.com.
At least according to what Siri just told me, Kyrus, and fandom.com, the average height of an alien xenomorph is about 6 to 7 feet. So 7 inches in the 1/12 line, I'd say that's about right. Now, that's if that site knows what it's talking about, but yeah, I think we're okay with that xenomorph. Sci-Fi, the place used to be a Toys R Us, and they converted the entire thing. They even kept the shopping carts, and yes, they do curb service. Man, there was what was there? So by Jackson, one of the places that basically butts up against Jackson is called Michigan Center. And they had a drive-through place where you could just pick up your beer and go, which always seemed insane to me. But it's kind of funny. I guess curb service is kind of the same thing, though. Brick, does anyone know anything about Crow Toys? BBTS has the Samurai Beetle Deshitra 1/12 scale figure on sale for half price. Interesting looking, and I'm curious, but haven't heard much. Anybody on Crow Toys? I don't think I have, Rick. I mean, I'm sure I don't have anything by Crow Toys, so I couldn't tell you firsthand anyway. So if anybody knows, help the man out. Sci-Fi, if you're in Michigan near Utica, Sarge and Red's Toys and Collectibles just got in Grim Viper's mainframe wetsuit and Sci-Fi. Nice. You know, did you guys see? So I was on Instagram. Hang on, let me pull that up real quick, because I had posted this. Remember, I was talking about wanting to get a good Flint going. Give me a sec. And I will stop this. We will show. So I was trying to see how Flint would do when it came to mixing Monster Force with him. And you can kind of see what happened. There's a giant gap. This is the Declan Van Helsing body. Now, one thing I did learn is the overlays work really well on classified. So this is the Declan Van Helsing overlay going on, harness, whatever you want to call it, on the Flint body. So that works fine. But then I head over here, and that's how loose that was. Like, you can see the peg right there. So the peg is way too long. Now, something that Harry brought up in the comments was maybe if you can replace these legs onto, or sorry, what was it? Yeah. Put this torso back on the Flint body and replace the Flint legs with these legs. That might be a good call, but I want to match the waist. So if anybody has any ideas, let me know. And by the way, Declan Van Helsing was a test. I'm going to keep Declan Van Helsing as that character. But what I was testing was seeing if a Phantom Corps trooper's legs and waist would fit cleanly on a GI Joe classified figure. But yeah, I thought I'd show you that I did try to make a Flint or just kind of test it, and it didn't work in my favor with Monster Force anyway. But the Monster Force harnesses do fit on the GI Joe figures. Let's see. Anton, you can make fun of Duke all you want, but I like the actor who played him. His name was Michael Bell. He's a really cool actor, and he also did a lot of work on Darkwing Duck. He was Quacker Jack. I don't remember him as Quacker Jack. I do remember him as Prowl, so he's acceptable. I believe he was Scrapper as well. And I mean, he just got bad material to work with when it came to the cartoon, obviously. And in the comic, Duke wasn't much either, at least in the old school Marvel comics. I'm sure they tried to correct that in recent runs. Kairos, Toypixx, any news on InArt and LPZZ on Batman figs, especially the InArt Dark Knight Returns Batman? I have not seen, or Bateman, I have not seen anything, Kairos, recently. Just so if anybody else has seen anything, I'm hoping, man, that we see something. I did see Anthony's Customs review on the UPF/LPZZ Batman, and he said the way they did the cape, he said he loves the figure, but the cape just is a tragedy on such a great figure because the wire isn't glued down anywhere on the body, so it just kind of hangs loose. If it were under something on the body, you could really pose it more dynamically. So that's all I know about one of that UPF/LPZZ Batman. But hopefully in the future, we'll get more news. I would love to see what anybody says about the Deathstroke that's coming out, just because that thing's supposed to be pretty rad too. Just so we can start comparing and saying, okay, how are these guys on a consistency basis, you know? Rick, I thought Duke was played by Channing Tatum. He was. And the difference between Duke in the Sunbow cartoon and let's see, what was it? The movies, if you want to call them that, is he didn't make it past that second movie. He made it past them in the cartoon, but that's just because Cobra was even more inept than he was. Anton, a xenomorph alien could be just about as big as anything, and it depends on what creature it weighs its eggs in. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, I'm going with 6 to 7 feet because the internet told me, and I believe everything on the internet, but actually, I just want that xenomorph to work. And so if that xenomorph works at 7 inches, game on, I'm taking it. I'm going to be pretty excited about that. Okay, let's head back to BBTS, see what else we've got here. There wasn't a whole lot going there. All right, what's everybody thinking about the amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech NR105 symbiote suit Spider-Man? I'm going to say, I think he looks fantastic. Like, this is a killer looking figure. For me, he might be a little too bulky to be Spider-Man, but maybe he's supposed to be Venom, or is he supposed to be a black suit Spider-Man? I mean, it said symbiote suit, so I mean, look at all that stuff he comes with. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And one day I do want to get a Revoltech, but I want them to get rid of that knee. Like, they've got a spike on all the knees, you know? When they've got a uniform that is kind of machined or looks a little robotic or armor, I'm totally good with that. But Spidey's supposed to be wearing a symbiote, if nothing else there. Like, that should be really smooth. But I shouldn't just use that as an excuse. I probably wouldn't get this anyway because I have a symbiote suit Spider-Man. I just really like how this thing moves. but that's kind of Amazing Yamaguchi's strong suit. He does seem a little large, and he probably, the way that Amazing Yamaguchi does their figures, his leg might seem a little short. They took it from the ground up a little bit as far as the shot's concerned. So maybe, yeah, look, that's actually, I think that's pretty close to human proportion. That's not very close to actual like comic book figure proportion. Comic book figures are anywhere from, I've seen 7.5 to 8.5 heads tall. And I think people are generally about 6.5 to 7 heads tall. So this is more squat proportion, a little bit like the average one of us. But superhero, he should be stretched out just ever so slightly. Still, he does match with the proportions. He is consistent with the proportions of the other Amazing Yamaguchi figures, so I can't bust him too hard. Sci-fi, the most important accessory for both Cobra and Joe's are parachutes. Change my mind. I mean, I'm going to go with hands, but for most of the Joes, I'd say it's their weapon that is their most important accessory. However, there are some figures that must have parachutes, that should have, and I think we talked about that in the last live stream. Crazy Legs should have a parachute, and Airborne should have a parachute. Ripcord should have a parachute. Actually, Airborne, yeah, I think Airborne should, but Ripcord definitely should. Like there are some figures, like whereas Flint should come with a shotgun, and Scarlet should come with a crossbow, and Snake Eyes should come with an Uzi. Crazy Legs and Ripcord, at least, should come with parachutes. Those should be their weapons. Smurfs are 3 apples high. It's canon. But where were the apples grown? Was it fertile soil, or did the soil suck? Huh? The Joe figures use diapers, Dave. Monster Force might too. So you're saying, Skew, maybe we can just tear around the edge? Because one thing that was different is when I popped off the torso, you could see that the classified figures, they were skinnier front to back. And the Monster Force figures were more circular front to back, which gives them more range, obviously, in the dumbbell or in the ball peg. Well, I shouldn't say obviously. That's actually something I learned listening to Anthony's Customs. He's like, if they would cheat a little bit, he was talking about Marvel Legends, and said if they would cheat a little bit and just made the waists a little rounder instead of as skinny as they do, then they probably could get a lot more range out of those waist joints. Not that Marvel Legends has many of those, so maybe he wasn't talking about Legends. He basically is ripping on Legends whenever he rips on Legends. I'm going to stop talking now. Words are getting progressively more difficult. Anton, so good night, everybody. Remember, buy more toys, buy more comics, stay in comics, and always be safe. You too, Anton. Appreciate you stopping by as always, man. Always good to get you in here for the chat. Let's close this down. What do we have? All right, guys, we're almost, like, we're closing in on, it's 8:18 right now, so we're closing in on 8:30. Anybody else have anything crazy they want to say? Mom, David's body shaming action figures again. I mean, it's what I do. I rip on them all. You're supposed to be mighty. Excuse, so pop the legs off these, peel the diaper off, start with the classified to see what I'm saying, then try Monster Force, boil and pop in a Ziploc bag. That might be the way, Skew. What I was getting at, though, with the circle versus the thinner front to back, is I don't know that they would do that cleanly because they're not the same shape. So their circumference might not be the same. That is an idea, though. Like if I end up picking up, I need to test, because something Harry did bring up is testing the Monster Force legs with the classified figure, and I didn't do that. So maybe I should try that, and if that works, then maybe give that a shot, Skew. That might be an idea. See, the torso doesn't have to be circular for a cup ball joint to be effective. I mean, possibly. I don't know. I haven't put one together. Obviously, I'm not much of a toy engineer, but I did hear him saying if you just make it, if you cheat it a little bit, you can usually get a little more range. So I know that a lot of the stuff he's talked about, I've tested and been like, whoa, okay, that's true. What he was saying about this works on this figure incredibly well. But I don't know. Maybe I am speaking, let's see, second, third party, perhaps. Sci-fi, somebody let Robo know that Dave's working on a play today. Robo's coming after me. It's going to get rough. Kyrus, isn't that other black symbiote Spider-Man really good too, Toypixx? The one you see in AliExpress a lot? Which one is it? I know the only one I've got the Mofex one, and I really like him. Which one do you see in AliExpress, Kyrus? Is that the one, was that CT Toys that they basically took the the blue and red Spidey and gave him a black and white paint job from Amazing Yamaguchi? Isn't that what they did? I'm trying to remember. I think that's right, but I'm not 100%. Okay, let's see here. Let's roll. Oh, new arrivals. Featured pre-orders. Anything cool? Oh, check this, guys. Now, I know some of you have said you've gotten some boss fight stuff, and I'm not a huge Hellboy fan or anything. I like the design, but I don't know enough about the character to really be a huge fan. But check out what Boss Fight recently did. They put up for pre-order a pack of 2 different heads, a closed fist for their Hellboy, and a trench coat. And I think that's kind of a cool way to do it. Like, what probably happened, and we talk about this with Hasbro sometimes, is where they're probably too scared to break a price barrier because they think everybody will freak out, or that's one of the reasons they don't seem to do a lot. And I don't know that. It's a theory that they're kind of like, man, if we break that $30 barrier, it's game over when it comes to Classified or Marvel Legends or whatever, right? But I think maybe if they ever want to get around it, they could try this that Boss Fight's doing, because Boss Fight is releasing just a Hellboy on his own that comes with all this. And some people, of course, are going to say, well, what the heck? He doesn't come with all the other stuff. Maybe the reason he doesn't come with all the other stuff is the price was already $60, and they were scared that by putting in an $80 Hellboy, they'd get a lot fewer people to buy it. But here, maybe a lot of people will buy the $60 Hellboy, and some of those people will buy that other set. I think it's kind of a good move, to be honest. And I like the look of the figure. I still need to try some Boss Fight. Although, really, the ones I want to try, they went up. Yeah, they were these. Like, I really thought this Roxy London, I thought she looked really cool. The way that her suit is. Like, it's got that real crazy, almost like a lavender blue shine on this purple suit. I thought it looked really cool. And we can make aliens out of it. But yeah, I want to give Boss Fight a test. And I don't know, it's either going to be somebody like her, it might be Hellboy, but it's probably going to be more like her. I know a lot of people were talking about Red Sonja quite a bit. I'm not all that. I mean, she looks fine. She looks cool. But I'm just not that big a Red Sonja type person. So it might be Hellboy or it might be Roxy London that I end up picking up to test them. But anyway, getting back to the point, I thought this was kind of a good idea. Because like I said, they might think, oh God, we're never going to sell a bunch of them at $80, but if we price this one at 60, and then give this little coat set and hands and heads, maybe we'll get some people to bite on that too, and we'll make some of the money back from the stuff we did in-house. Like when they were developing them, I bet they probably developed all this stuff with him and realized the cost to set it all up in one package would be way too much. Kairos, yeah, I think. What was that? Let's see. Hold on. Want to see? Yeah, okay. The CT toys. I think that's the one. Yeah. See. Oh dear. Wait. Must push buttons. Prices are a factor. Oh yeah. I think it's the mess toys. Okay. Was it CT changed their name to mess toys, didn't they? I can't remember, but I'm thinking they did. Red Sonja is awesome. That's what I've heard. Not a Red Sonja fan. I'm out. Facts. All right. I love Red Sonja. Wait, what? Oh, I'm so confused. No, I knew you were one that picked up the Red Sonja, Mr. Manson. Boss Fight and Loose Collector's basic 112 figs don't seem like enough of a departure in design, sculpt, paint, deco, and paint quality from US retail like Hasbro or Mattel to command their prices. You know what? That could be. Maybe the deal with them is they're having to do such small runs that they have to up the prices. Like, I don't know though, Brick. I mean, one thing, I think Mythic Legions, for one, has gotten a big, almost cult following because of how long they've been at it and how long the Four Horsemen have been doing things and how long Mythic Legions has been around. Basically, how long they've been at it. I should words again. So maybe they're trading on the fact that a lot of people buy, so they're able to get fewer or more made. Maybe Boss Fight isn't there yet. I don't know, but I do agree from what I've seen anyway of the figures. Like, I didn't think Red Sonja looked like she warranted the price she had, but I don't know. I don't know. Like, again, it's kind of like with the Hasbro stuff. I just don't have all the facts. So I don't know what their MOQs are. I don't know. I mean, they look like they put on more paint and things like that, but who knows? I mean, Loose Collector, I've never jumped in on those. I've heard mixed reviews about those, like not with the big names, but if you look at just normal people talking about them online, a lot of people say they look good, but they're pretty fragile. But I haven't heard fragile about Boss Fight. So I don't know. I still want to test one out, but yeah, I would be testing them out cautiously for sure. See, love Red Sonja too. Wow, everybody seems to think she's rad. Any woman that can wear a metal bikini in winter has my respect. You know what? That's something that does need to be respected. You are not wrong. Loose Collector makes great stuff. Way better paint and detail. Boss Fight is better articulation than Domestics. Okay. I think you're dead right about their smaller production. Still, though, not enough differentiation in my mind to warrant the price. There's even comparable / better engineering from other domestics. Ah, see, now I really need to study. No, you're good, Brick. You're good. I just don't know enough. I wish I did. Like, I'll tell you, the line that's really blowing me away right now as far as 112 is Monster Force. Like, I am blown away by what they're able to do. There's no licensing fee, obviously, in what they have to do. But then, I mean, this is saying Hellboy is a massive licensing fee if that's a $60 figure compared to a Monster Force, you know? I do agree that Loose Collector's higher quality than Boss Fight, but also they cost a lot more than Boss Fights. Yeah, that's part of what goes into it too. If you compare everyone to Savage Crucible, everyone else will pale in comparison. I'm kind of scared to get that paranoid later this year because I'm already getting too much. If I decide I need Savage Crucible too, it might be game over. Hellboy's a license and big and beefy too. Yeah, there is that. Oh no, there's just so many factors in play. No, I'll have to. Now I really have to think about all this craziness. All right, guys, it's about that time. So if I don't catch you on the socials, happy Halloween, everybody. Hope you have all kinds of fun tomorrow. Hope you steal a lot of candy from anybody you want to steal candy from. Good old Brick, always a teaching moment with him. That's fair. Yep. But yeah, enjoy your Halloween. Have a good time. Do all the things. And I will catch everybody Monday, like I said. If I don't see you on the stream, so you know the deal. You could have done anything tonight, yet chose to hang out here with all of us. And I hugely appreciate it, gang. So until next time, have fun. Happy snapping. Getting awkward now. See